This is not a tutorial. It's not a tutorial. This is not a tutorial. Okay, so let me explain. While a good friend of mine is off as a nurse fighting COVID, he's doing the Lord's work. He's doing good stuff. He's obviously not available to do a lot of the art for my current project. So for this channel, I've decided I'm gonna be creating a 4X game while he's gone. For any of you who don't understand what a 4X game is, the X's stand for... We'll get into that. Don't worry. It'll be something we do. I've been a fan of 4X games half of my life, like genuinely. I've been a fan of Total War series since Rome. Victoria 2 is one of my most played games on Steam. Like I devoted almost an entire channel to playing the Paradox Plaza game, specifically Victoria 2 and Crusader Kings 2. Like I cannot tell you how many hours of work we spent not working and playing Civ at one of my old jobs. They've been a massive part of my life. So I figure I might as well have an old college try at creating one of the map painting games myself. So as you can probably tell by the title of this video, which is likely called like episode 0 or introduction, I won't really be doing any progress today. Like I won't be showing you any code or any maps or anything like that. I'm just kind of going over the process of the setup and whatnot. And since it's just me, I can expedite the process and be like, this is a 10-minute video instead of it being around 20 minutes like my last video was, which I did not like that it was 20 minutes. I can tell by the amount of views it got. No one else wanted to watch a 20-minute video. So let's just remember that the game doc is live. So anything I say in this video in a couple minutes could be subject to change. However, we do need the structure so we don't go out into like left field or whatever. However, I will say left field is looking pretty nice nowadays. It's filled with please subscribe to me trees and like flowers. It just makes me want to comment so bad. I want to do it so bad. Alright, so the premise of a 4X game, pretty self-explanatory, like I was joking about earlier, it's about exploring, expanding, exploiting, and exterminate. Explore, pretty obvious. You're going around trying to figure things out. Like in Civ 5, one of the first things you're doing in the first era is just sending out your scouts to see what's around. You're expanding, making new cities, or taking new cities, as the case is if it's in Victoria 2 or any of the Paradox games. Exploiting, gathering resources, however that may be. And exterminate, usually defeating your enemies. Now, exterminate you can have the most fun with. Same thing with expand. They don't have to be obvious. But for the sake of this game, we probably won't get into how those can be different. So for our future Tennessee 4X game, I was obviously inspired by Victoria 2 a lot. And I'll be using that kind of as a background for how we're gonna play the game. Really, Paradox games in general. The reason why I chose Tennessee, obviously, because A, I live there, and B, we have different types of terrain, vastly different types of terrain. There's 95 different counties. There's an abundance of natural space and infrastructure, and of course, there's 3 distinct areas that give us the ability to make widely different factions that focus on different things. I'm not familiar with Tennessee's flag. It's a 3-star flag because there's literally 3 different areas that the stars represent: east, middle, and west, and they're all vastly different. We have plains, hills, like a hilled mountainous area, and then a fully mountainous area. And I think it'd be interesting to make those, create factions for each different area and then have them duke it out. I think that'd be an interesting premise. And like I said, with 95 counties, gives us enough space to allow those factions to grow in power and then fight each other. I think that'd be interesting, especially with when I say abundance of space. There's also natural resources. There are obviously farms, mines, and of course people. And people, of course, being people who could pay taxes. Now, obviously, this is going to be a future 4X game because I don't want to ruffle too many feathers. I don't want to make too much of a political commentary. So we're gonna set it in the near future, not far future. I don't want to be making like laser guns or anything, but we're in the near future, like maybe 60, 70 years in the future. Obviously we're gonna go to our primary loop, which is menus. Anyone who's ever played a Paradox game, or even a Total War game, you understand that the majority of your time is spent looking at menus. It's deciding, hey, do I want to go with this ability or this ability? And yes, while that may be part of your secondary loop, which I'll get to in a second, the primary loop of any kind of 4X game is looking at different menus, at different maps. It's clicking buttons to see your resources and how to exploit them. And then the secondary loop for any 4X game is the actual X's, the exploring, the expanding, and all. Like, that's the secondary loop. That's what you're doing that from an hour-to-hour basis, right? You're not doing that. What you're doing from minute to minute is literally looking at these menus, literally trying to check and see where you can go, what you can do, how you can do it, that kind of stuff. And then after you've done that, chances are you are going to use that to explore, to expand, to exterminate, to exploit. And the steps we'll take when making this game, I like to do. This is usually how I like to expand. This is my iterative process. First, we'll create a gameplay skeleton. So, like, literally the first part of every video that I'll go over, like, during the week is I'm gonna create a small gameplay segment that is just bare bones. That's why I call it a skeleton. And then, of course, we fill that skeleton with features. We expand upon it as much as we can. We try to take it to its natural conclusion. Then, of course, we test those features that we've filled the skeleton with. And, of course, we repeat. We say, oh, hey, got it. It's good. Because we've expanded upon it. Let's do it again. And then, of course, testing becomes a lot more complex the more we go on, the more features we add to that skeleton. So, yeah. Well, hey, thanks for watching. Hope you guys really enjoyed that. Next week, we're gonna probably get started on, well, for you, next week. I'm actually gonna probably start today. Haha. But yeah, next week I'll have another video about the progress, a progress report. What are they called? Dev diary on how it's going. And I'm hoping to maybe, show you guys what I'm working on week to week. Alright. Peace. Maybe I could have chosen like an easier